can't get them, I'll just not announce for them. Unfortunately, how it goes. Gibbons wins his first draw. Gets it down to Dupree, and he will touch up. Look for Gibbons to remain active at the stripe. Corvallis is going to need good possession game, as always. His play has been essential. He was recently named Corvallis' most valuable player of the season to this point. McQuillan down to Davis. Swung behind to Dupree. Dupree's pressured there. It is up to Griffin. Swung all the way back up to McQuillan. McQuillan will look to line up a dodge. McQuillan ran into a massive sticks. Give it up to Gibbons. Down to Dupree. Dupree swings it behind to Davis. Davis working on a pull. Trying to get above the goal line. Gives it up to Pittman. Pittman swings it to Griffin. Griffin lining up a dodge on a pole. Thinks better of it. Now Mark with the wing dodge. Fakes a pass. Spins off a check. Nice move there. Moves into the center of the field. Switches to his lefty. Shoots. Ball comes out. Now the Tide will look to work transition. Get their first offensive possession. McCormick needs to turn around. Given over. Pass goes into the middle. Shot. Save. Legareta off the shoulder. Good hit there. Briefly just lost the ball, but Gigi picks it up. Hoofs it over the field to Keaton Davis. Davis. Double teamed briefly. Gets a touch up. Feeds it up to Gibbons. Gibbons has the opposing number 3 on him. Noah Wilson for the Tide. Gibbons gets slashed in the face. Flag comes out. Free play for Corvallis. Gibbons moves into the center. Shoots. Wide of the net. Dupree will get the back up, and the flag will come out. Gibbons got a healthy whack across the chin. Flag came out, and it's a 1-minute penalty to Corvallis. To see who got the call there. Looks like number 3. Number 3.
One too many.
It's Noah Wilson. Glencoe penalty to number 3, Noah Wilson. 1 minute for slashing.
One too many, White. There's one too many, White. White, you have too many.
Get off. Go. Get it. Run. You gotta hurry, Riley. Let's go, White.
As the Cavaliers briefly had too many men on the field, but it looks like they've sorted everything out. Dupree inbounds. 1 minute and counting on the penalty. Cormick shoots wide of the cage. And it's given to the goalie on the run out. So Corvallis gets 1 shot on goal, or 1 shot off goal. Now have to work a man-up ride. As the Tide slowly walk it upfield. Gibbons slashes the stick out of his hands. And now Corvallis has a break short-handed. Sorry, man up. The other team's short-handed. Ball's still loose in the middle of the field. Trying to pick it up. The SSDM will get it. And the ball's still loose. Popped up. Some healthy whacks at it. And finally, the Tide will pick it up. And a timeout is called by Glencoe. Timeout, Glencoe. As we come out of the timeout, still man down are the Tide. Swims through a few defenders, and now they'll look to work the transition shorthanded. Hansen back to cover. Check down. The ball's picked up by Ryder Clough, only briefly though. He loses it. Ball's back on the ground. McCarley picks it up. Now McCarley carries over half. Even down to Dupree. Teams are back to even strength. Shot by Davis, just wide of the net. Dupree gets the backup. No shots on goal on the power play. Griffin feeds up to Gibbons. Corvallis in their offensive set. Gibbons with a jet sweep around the top side. Dodges around a few defenders, shoots, save made. Ball popped back up in the air. Still loose in front. It's picked up by the defender. Look to just hoof it upfield. Pass is tipped down by the Corvallis D-man. Now Shine picks it up. Has a few men on him. Burns by and just shoots it downfield. Pass was tipped on its way in. The Glencoe goalie will pick it up. Lofted over half. Stopped up there at the 40, and he'll take it all the way down, get a touch up, and now Glencoe will try and set up their own offense. At the near side wing, Wokel covering. Gonna dodge from behind the goal, shoot. Ball came out, but the shot is called and it goes out of play. Glencoe gets the recovery. Cutter moves into the inside. Gibbons with a good check there to force him down the alley. Shot goes wide. Good defensive play there from Gibbons. 3 shorties trapped back on defense for the Cavaliers. Not an ideal situation by any stretch of the imagination. Usually this is their offensive lineup. All of them very capable in their own end, however. McCarley chases behind the net. Ball's loose on the near side. Picked back up by the Tide. Swung up to the far side point. Carried back to X. Wyatt doing a good job covering there. Forces them to reconsider. Dodger comes over the top. Switch play. Question mark. Dodge shot. Score. Glencoe breaks the ice. It's 1-0 Tide.
Hey, wow.
Glencoe goal scored by number 6, Zev Reynolds.
Look around. Good play.
So the opening goal there, Mark Pittman comes out for the draw. And it looked like the Tide man went early, so Corvallis gets a free possession, and sun in the eyes of McQuillan, couldn't see the ball, and it goes right out of play. 6:05 remaining in the first quarter. Corvallis will need another defensive stop here. Briefly held up there and gets him to the offensive end. Gets a touch up, and now the Tide will look to set up an offense. Near side point. Jackson Langwin covering. The Reynolds, the goal scorer. Briefly bit on the fake, did Langwin. Reynolds carries up at the half, looking to set up a dodge. Langwin's ready for it. Shoots off the side of the cage. Ball's loose behind the goal. Trickles out, and Corvallis will retain possession.
The Tide, that is.
Or sorry, the Tide will retain possession. Good catch. Thank you very much.
That's what I'm here for.
Behind the goal, Karen. Trying to dodge around. Wokel does a good job keeping him to the outside. Pass into the middle. Goal scorer shoots. Score. Second goal for Reynolds. 2-0 lead to the Tide. Glencoe goal, his second of the game, scored by number 6, Zev Reynolds. Gibbons comes out for the draw. Down 2-0. The Cavaliers looking to get something going here. Face off one by Glencoe. Eljo forming. Shot in tight. Save made. Legareta. Good shot. Better save. McCarley covering the 2-time goal scorer Zev Reynolds behind the goal. Near side Karen. Over to Wilson. Wilson thought about staying on the field. He'll jog off. Peterson will jog off with him, and now Lowe and Shaw will jog on. Dodge comes in. Well covered by Hansen. Fed up to Shaw. Shaw looking up to set up a dodge on Clowe. Gets to the center of the field. Passes too high for Henninger. Ball's popped up. Stays in bounds. Henninger recovers. Feeds up top to Shaw. Shaw has his time to fire. He scores. Glencoe goal scored by number 7, Danny Shaw. So Corvallis trails 3-0 early. 3:45 to go in the first quarter. Yet to get any extended offensive pressure going. Need to grab a goal here to stay in this game.
Hey, where's your mom?
Ball came out. Gibbons got hit with a check from behind. It was, a butt end of the stick, not a check from behind. Shaw winds and fires. He scores. Flag came out. There was a flag down on the play for what I'm not exactly sure. Gibbons got stuck with the butt end of a stick and it wasn't called. Glencoe goal his second of the game, scored by number 7, Danny Shaw. Dylan Blunt is not happy with the call. That's one that you'd like to see. Gibbons gets the call for conduct. In my opinion, he was absolutely right 100% of the time there. So Pittman is out there for the draw. Ball is loose. Picked up briefly, hit the official. And it goes to Glencoe. 4-0 the score. With a little over 3 minutes to go in the quarter. So over to the near side. Back up top. Jaden knocked down the pass. Shine playing some good D here. Pass comes into the middle. It was tipped on the way. Reynolds gets the ball back. Head up to the top. Shot over the net. And Shine gets the run out. Corvallis will retain possession. Penalty expires. Back to even strength. Corvallis needs to get a clear here. Pittman carries it over himself. Gets a touch. Has a little bit of space to run. Thinks better of it. Swings it up to McQuillan. Now Pittman jogs off for Gibbons. McQuillan has a pull on him. Ryan Mitchell covers McQuillan, only briefly, trips him up. Not called, shot out in front, save!
Come on, get it!
Ball's still loose behind the goal. Some field hockey being played here. Ball's still loose in the feet.
That corner!
Now it gets over to Shaw. Or Reynolds, excuse me. Flag comes down for what? I'm not exactly sure. Touch comes in. It'll be Karen. Bilbos. Back to Karen. On near wing. Free play for Glencoe. Good coverage by Wokel. Flip pass out to the side. Good defense by Shine to keep him to the outside. Dodge coming in. Peterson up top covering. It was a good job of slowing him up. Shot was tipped on the way. It'll get out of play, and now we'll get the penalty call. What's the call?
1 minute.
Corvallis penalty to number 3, Bennett Gibbons, 1 minute for slashing. I gotta admit, I didn't see that, but the call was made.
One-handed from behind. I didn't see where it contacted, but
I'm hoping this isn't another game of thin-skinned refs who don't know how to do their job, but unfortunately, that's rather commonplace here in Oregon. Near side wing. Corvallis on the man down for the 3rd time in this first quarter. Ball comes loose. Clough picks it up. Drops it briefly. Picked up, and that's the end of the quarter. That's the end of the quarter. Your score: Corvallis nothing, Glencoe 4. Pittman, fighting against 2 defensemen. At the very least, bleeding some time off the clock. Finally wins the draw. Well done to him. And a 1v3 there. Ball gets, his stick got checked. Ball stayed in it though. Now McQuillan has a pole draped all over him. Has a pair of poles actually. Spins off the check. Peterson, now Gibbons, fresh out of the box. Gibbons looks to the line of dodge, fires, off the post and in! Bennett Gibbons finally had enough. He gets the Cavaliers on the board. It's 4-1 now. Corvallis goal scored by number 3, Bennett Gibbons. Gibbons back out there for the face-off, wins that one cleanly. Gives it over to Lee. Lee will touch up, circle back. Feeds it to McQuillan. McQuillan has Rowan Peterson on as his fellow midfielder. Swung to Dupree. Dupree. Davis. Spins one off of one. Ball's free on the ground. Swept ahead. Steps out of bounds. He does, and it'll be Cavaliers ball. Lucky break there. McQuillan now gets the inbound. There was no change of possession, so clock please, thank you. Ball's given to Cormac McQuillan. And it was called for failure to advance. There was no count being made. There was no signal that there needed to be an advancing of the ball. But they called failure to advance. Now Glencoe looks to set up their offense. Nelson now. Tried to feed one in the middle. It was knocked down. Back to Shaw. He has 2 on the game. He can set up a dodge on McQuillan. Actually, he lines the fires. Graham Lee soaked that one up. What a block. Warrior stuff there from Graham Lee. Now Cormac carries in. This time he'll get a touch. Gets bumped from behind. Stays on his feet. Ball is lofted up to Gibbons. He has a pull on him. No longer has a pull on him as he gets into the box. Fed over to Pittman. Pittman couldn't handle the pass. Now Glencoe on the offense. Gets the touch up. Karen. Pass was a little bit too hot to handle for Shaw. Now Els. Pulls it out. Gives it to a streaker off the bench. Again, a pass in the knees was dropped there. Back up top to Henninger. Covered by Wokel. Kept to the outside. Good check there. Knocks the ball free, only briefly though. As Karen gets the ball again behind the net. Wokel pressures him to the end line. Keeps him to the outside. Now Shine covering Villalobos. Up top to Nelson. Nelson has a shorty matchup. Wants to take it. Burns to the outside. Passes up top. A little too much to handle for Villalobos. It'll dribble out of bounds and Corvallis will get their ball back. 8:13 to go in the second half. The first half, my apologies. Gibbons looks to take the space that's being given to him. Moves in, shoots, scores! You can't give number 3 that much space. Walks in, shoots, gets his second of the game. Cuts it to a 2-goal deficit. Corvallis goal, his second of the game, scored by number 3, Bennett Gibbons. Gibbons will stay out there for the face-off. Rowan Peterson comes on as his wing on the near side. Gavin Hansen, the LSM, on the far wing. And Shaw went early, so Gibbons will pick up the ball. Hansen will sub off quickly, and now Gavin Griffin needs to get a touch. Feeds down to Dupree. Now Dupree, good dodge from behind the net. Double, triple team behind the net. Knocked down. Ball's loose. And picked up by the defense. Coming back in transition. Shot comes in. It was partially blocked. Goes over the net, and Glencoe will get the backup and keep on the attack.
And you want a cookie? Fresh out of the freezer.
Shine covers behind the net.
No, where a ball with.
It's on the far wing. Far wing at the 30-yard line. There you go. Finish chewing before you speak. Lofted up into the center. Good hit there by Hansen. Ball comes free. Shine picks it up. Looks to work transition. Passes it over to Langwin. Jackson Langwin. Passes down to Dupree. Out in front. Shot. Off the post. Beautiful tic-tac-toe play. Rings the iron though. Now back the other way comes Glencoe. North-south action. Spin move. Near side to Karen. He'll settle things down. 6:30 to go in the quarter. Well done there by Wyatt to keep him to the outside. Wokel, pass was into the middle. Got tipped on the way, doesn't get to anybody. Now the far wing, Karen. Up top to Wilson. That's in trouble handling it, picks it up. Wilson now. Moves it over to Els, and Wilson will sub off. Els waiting for the substitution to finish up. Hansen covering him up at the 45. He jogs back into the center. Dodge comes in. Pass down to the goal line. Shot comes in. Save Legareta. Good positioning on the close angle shot. Given up to Wokel. Wokel. Double teamed. Works through it. Ball comes out. Gets to McCarley. McCarley spins off a few checks. Runs in, gets a touch, spins back. Well done there by the D-man. Gibbons waits for the substitution to finish up. Pittman comes on. Gibbons feeds it to Pittman. Dodges around one, loses it briefly. Spins back. Given to Dupree. Dupree with a pull on him. Feeds behind to Griffin. Griffin to Davis. Thinks about it. Spins back. All the options are covered. Griffin fakes a pass. Walks it up. Gives it to McQuillan. McQuillan couldn't handle the pass. Goes out of play.
Come on, Lincoln!
Kemper. Flips it back up. Ball was loose momentarily. Picked up by Shaw. Shaw with 2 in the game. Has Henninger off the bench. GG covering him. Pass in front. Shot. Score. Karen gets his first of the game on a good feed from Henninger.
Nice little play.
Yeah.
Wrong team, but yeah.
Miss Karen, right?
So,
Thank you.
Glencoe goal scored by number 5, Gilby Karen. Gibbons back out there for the face-off. And he wins it after a good physical battle there. Still covered. Gets the touch up, feeds it down to Griffin. Griffin double teamed. Fed back up to Gibbons. Gibbons swings it over to Gavin Griffin. He's battled injury the last few weeks. Good to see him on the field. Swung up to McQuillan. McQuillan, Peterson, and Griffin, the current midi line. Given to Rowan. Peterson. Over to McQuillan. Big row. Gets by a defender. Tries to pass one in the middle. It was in the feet of Griffin. Loose ball push there, and it will stay with Corvallis. Well done to Dupree there to draw the contact. McQuillan now on the far side wing. Has Silvers all over him. Spins around. Back up top to Peterson. Peterson to McQuillan. McQuillan pulls it out, dodging on a pole. Gets by him, shot. Trail check came in, went over the net. Griffin gets the backup though. Declan Griffin in a 3-score game. Davis has a shorty. He was knocked down in front of the goal. Ball comes out. It was kept back in play. Keeper Voth had it for a moment. Given over to Alwade. Or Alwade. My apologies. Pass came into the middle. It was missed by everybody. Ball is free.
Check.
And a good check there. Now McCarley looking to work transition. He has a step on everybody. 4-on-3 if he hurries. Down to Davis. Davis works through a few. Keeps the ball. He was tied up there. Davis looks to be in some discomfort. He had 2 or 3 checks thrown at him there. Now Gibbons on the far wing looks to settle things down. It has been a pretty hairy first half. Lee. Graham Lee with the ball checked out of his stick. Picked up. Now Henninger looks to work transition. Given off. Nobody there. Shot over the net. Bounce just up and over. Corvallis struggling a little bit on offense here. Down 5-2. The minute 30 to go. In this first half. McCarley covering Reynolds. Reynolds shoots. Save. Legareta. Gives it to Shine. Now Shine with all the pace in the world. Bowls through a check. Loses the ball though. Passes goes into the middle. Timeout called by Glencoe. Timeout, Glencoe.
Definitely have to
On the
send
far
it
wing,
to
now
officiate one of
behind the
these.
net.
Right. Yeah, we give the officials a hard time, but it is a hard job.
That it is. Shaw now. Henninger. Had a nice assist a couple moments ago to extend the lead back out to 3. Henninger again. Spinning on Hansen. Shoots. Wide of the goal. And it'll stay with the Tide. Jackson attempted to dive for the run out. Didn't quite get there. Langwin covering again. Ball fed out in front. Ball is loose behind the cage and Legareta grabs it, launches it up to the middle to nobody. Shot comes in, blocked. Diego gets another little clamp there. Well done. And the ball in the half is over. Your score: Corvallis 2, Glencoe 5. That's the end of the Gibbons out there for the draw to start the second half. Loses the clamp, but gets it over to Peterson. Didn't quite get the ball, and now Glencoe will look to set up an early offense. Ball's in the feet of Karen, and Gibbons will pick it up. Works through a couple checks. Carries over half. Dumps it down to Griffin, and they will get a touch. Griffin, pressured all the way down to the end line, swings it over to Dupree. Dupree, over to Pittman. Pittman carries over the top, looks to set up a dodge now. Gets by one. Moves in, shoots, wide of the cage. Griffin looks like he'll get the run out, and he will. Griffin now swings it up to Peterson. Back over to McQuillan. McQuillan, alley dodge, in tight to Pittman. Swung it over the goal. Davis now behind the net. Good start to the quarter here. Davis swings around a couple. Giving to McQuillan. McQuillan had trouble with it briefly. Burns his defender. Moves into the center. Tries to get his hands free. Can't quite get it. Ball's still loose. In front of the cage. Clamped up by Voth. Quan now with the ball, trying to get the transition going. Hansen comes streaking off the bench to stop a potential fast break. Glencoe touches up. They can afford to take their time here, up 3. Dodge comes in on Pittman. Pittman does a great job keeping Shaw to the outside. Shaw, who has 2 on the night already. Flipped over to the far point. Butterer now. Just to set up a dodge. Ball comes free on him. In the feet of the Corvallis defenders, still on the ground. Still loose, Glencoe gets the ball. Swung up top. Has way too much space and time. Swung behind the cage. Karen now. Up to Henninger. Has Wokel on him. Looks to pull out, wants to dodge. Henninger on Wokel. Wokel doesn't give him an opportunity. Wokel still on Henninger. Switches over. Shot comes in. Save made like a Raytug. Took one off the helmet there. Shaw now. Waits for the pick from Villabos. Gives it off to him. Pittman playing good defense here. Corvallis doing a good job in their own end, but defense doesn't score goals, at least not usually. Down 3, Corvallis needs to get the ball back. Karen. Covered by Wokel. Throws a head fake. Swings back. Back up top to Henninger. Henninger spins off a check, wants to shoot. Save made like a Raytug. Good stepping save. Got a hip on it. Now McCarley burns by a defender. Thought about taking it himself. Gives it to Davis. Davis works through a couple of checks. He's tripped up. Flag comes out. Ball's still free and play is blown dead. Davis was tripped up, and Corvallis will go to the man advantage here. It's 21 Daniel Henninger. Sorry, number 27. It's Turner Silvers. Glencoe penalty to number 27, Turner Silvers. Dupree at the top of the box. Corvallis needs to get a man-up goal here. Given over to Gibbons. Pass couldn't quite get into his stick, and he'll sprint off. Another botched pass there, just was behind Gibbons, and he couldn't handle it. Now Corvallis, who are man up, trying to pressure the ball carrier here. Karen, shoved down by Gigi. Gigi, and Flo is hammered. That will be a flag with their head-to-head contact. The away fans don't like it, but that's the rules. Crowning is not a penalty to be taken lightly, so Corvallis will be up by 2. 6:48 to go. Actually, no, the penalty was just released, so Daniel Shaw will sit for 1 at least. Refs will talk it over. This could be more than 1, actually. So Corvallis will get the ball in their own end. The previous penalty had just expired, so they'll get the full time of this penalty, only one man up. The ref's still discussing the call. Unnecessary roughness, 1 minute, correct? Glencoe penalty to number 2, Danny Shaw. 2 minute non-releasable penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. 2 minutes releasable, correction. So it's a 2 minute releasable penalty? Okay, that's an odd one, but we'll take it. So usually 2 minute penalties are not non-releasable, are all non-releasable. This one will be releasable. So Corvallis gets 2 minutes to try and score a power play goal. Given to McQuillan. McQuillan couldn't quite handle the pass. Gets around a couple defenders. Shot. Popped up in the air. Save made. Ball is still loose. And Voth makes a good save. Gathers in the rebound. He will carry up to the half line. Ball is free. Shine picks it up. Now Shine carries over on the man advantage. Given over to Davis. Davis passes over to Gibbons, and he'll look to settle things down. Gets a touch. Given to Peterson. Peterson over to Gibbons. Pump fake. Shot. Blocked in front. And the run out was gotten by the keeper. He was closer to the out of bounds. Corvallis looking to just maintain possession here on the man up play. Aubertine carries over half. Corvallis still on the man up. Ball's flung over to the near sideline. Ball's loose momentarily. Langwin chases up all the way to the 40. Henry now. Spins off a couple checks from local. Shaw has the ball checked out. Hansen picks it up. And he'll look to work transition. Flings it up to the half line. All the way to McCarley. Ball's popped up. Checked out again. Pittman now gets the loose ball. Looks to carry down. Flings it up to Griffin. Griffin gets the touch. Timeout called by Corvallis. Timeout, Corvallis. Griffin on the near side. Leaves it to Dupree. Dupree to McQuillan. Penalty is over. Gibbons dodges around one. Fires. Wide of the cage. Back to even strength. Griffin now behind the cage. Gives it to Davis. Up top to McQuillan. McQuillan's on a pole. Clock. McQuillan now. Spinning to his left hand. Gives it to Davis. Davis couldn't find the pass. Gotta catch that, buddy. It's low one, yeah, but those are passes and catches that you have to make. Davis was open within the slot. Now Corvallis has to ride it out. Carried over. Ball is just out of reach of Gilby Caron. It will be picked up by Gavin Hansen. Boy, the Cavaliers are missing RJ Young on these clears right now. Hansen now. Nobody to pass to. Shine, good spin move there. Gets around a few. Continues to carry down, gives it up to Griffin. Griffin dodges around a few checks, flips it over to Gibbons. And an offside will be called, so turnover again. Still nobody has scored in this third quarter. Corvallis down by 3. 3:40 remaining in the third. Pass into the center was just out of reach of Tyler Villabos. So now Corvallis will try to clear once again. Their clears have not quite been on point tonight. It's passed over to Griffin. Griffin. There's a shorty draped all over him. Passed over to Davis. Davis tried to pass to Gibbons. Gibbons wasn't watching for it. Probably should have just gone for it. Ball's still loose. Picked up, taken over. Passed up to the top. Shot's loose. Score! Tommy Elowode with the goal. His first of the game. It's a 4-goal deficit now. Corvallis cannot pass the ball. Glencoe goal scored by number 9, Tommy Elowode. Pittman sent out there for the face-off. Down 4. Corvallis needs a miracle. They've scored 2 goals in the game so far. 3:04 to go in the third quarter. Pittman tries to pick it up. He was tripped up. No foul, no harm, no foul. Wokel picks it up and gets a touch. Spins off a check. Given to McQuillan. Crosses a game of runs. Still over 14 minutes to play in this game. But Corvallis really needs to get on the board soon. Given to Graham Lee. Lee slips a check. Just tied up there. Now picked up by Silvers. Silvers trying to carry across. That pass was tipped. Pass was dropped briefly. The goal scorer Elwood has it now. A good check by Gibbons. Flag comes out way late. Call it from your own side of the field, ref. Free play for Glencoe. Shaw carries up at the 30. Mitchell, the pull, stays on. He will sub off now. Pass over to Els. Els to Shaw. Given to Henninger. Henninger pulls out. He's going to set up a dodge. McQuillan covering him. Gets to the center of the field. Passes it off. It's in the feet. Checked out by McQuillan. Picked up by Henninger. Free play continues for the Tide. Henninger. Reynolds, 2 goals in the game. Gives it up to Shaw. Shaw shoots from distance, sneaks in. Glencoe goal, his 3rd of the game, scored by number 7, Danny Shaw. Did they call unnecessary roughness on that? Bruh.
Come on, Danny!
Oh, they're gonna keep it? Oh, the flag wasn't waved off. Oh my gosh. Okay, well. I'm not sure why the flag wasn't waved there, but an unnecessary roughness call to Gibbons again on some roughness that was by no means unnecessary. Given to Shaw, fires, scores. Negareta wasn't Glencoe goal scored by number 7, Danny Shaw.
I love you, Dennis!
Ball's still free off the face-off. Allowood now. Ball is checked out of his stick. Ball got popped up in the air. Picked up now. Ball's still free. Given over. Now Shaw looks to shoot again. Wide of the cage. 22 seconds in the quarter.
Mark up, Mark!
Shot comes in, save, Legareta. Carly hoofs it downfield, and that'll do it. A disastrous third quarter for the Cavaliers. Player, yes, absolutely. Don't hit him in the head, yes, absolutely. If you're going to penalize hits that are perfectly clean, you might as well be playing basketball. Gibbons wins the draw cleanly. Feeds down to Dupree. Dupree over to Peterson. Gibbons pulls out. Gives it to McQuillan. Pittman subs on. McQuillan now looks to set up a dodge all the way from the half line. Working on the face-off man. That's Henninger. Spins off, gives it to Pittman. Peterson now having trouble connecting passes are the Cavaliers. Give him to Pittman. Pittman, trail check, loses the ball. Ball's free. Was checked out momentarily. Now here come the Tide in transition. Given off, shot, save made. Good read by Legareta. Making up for his earlier mistakes there. Hoofed up to the half line to nobody. Given straight back to the Tide. Els now. Els airmails one just a little bit too high for Danny Shaw. We'll get out of play, and now McQuillan will inbound on the far side wing. Works past the other number 5. Draws a pull, he gets hit. Is that unnecessary roughness? Gibbons picks it up. Gets a touch. Given over to Dupree. Dupree carries behind the net. He has a pull on him. Crisscrossing with Gibbons. Given to Peterson. Feeds it down to Davis. Back out in front to Griffin. Couldn't quite get the ball in and out of his stick. Ball's still free in front of the net. Now Albertine looking to work transition. The pull. Down the wing. Works it all the way in himself. Shot comes in. And they're going to give the run out to... who now?
Thought the keeper had it.
I think Legareta had it. And yep, he did. So Gavin Hansen will pick up behind the goal, and now they'll try to clear from behind their own net regardless. 9:44 remaining in the game. Down 6. Passing in their own end. Davis down the far wing to Dupree. Dupree working into the center. Moves through a couple checks, shoots, scores. There's one. Does Keaton get an assist on that or no? Thank you. Corvallis goal, scored by number 2, Thomas Dupree. So Corvallis gets one back, cuts it to a 5-goal deficit, 9:32 remaining in the game. Ball swept out of the face-off dot, picked up by Wyatt Wokel. He's double-teamed up at the 50. Got a healthy whack there. Now Gibbons with the ball. Gibbons spins off a couple check, ties up a defender, shoots just wide. Corvallis showing some life here. Given to Davis. Davis dropped the pass, picks it back up. No harm done. Flung back up to Graham Lee. They're going to mount this comeback. Corvallis needs to get their passing and catching down. Griffin behind the net. Dupree now. Has a pole on him. Draws the double pick play. Spins back to Graham Lee. Over to Gavin Griffin. Swings it down to his twin. Davis had the ball checked out of his stick. Loose ball pushed there. Will stay with Corvallis. $8:39 to go. Corvallis down 5.
They bring that all the way over there.
He was within 5 yards there. Should have been delayed a game. Swung down to Thomas Dupree. Can't quite handle the pass. Finally gets the loose ball. Checked a few times. Was hung up, tripped a few times. I don't know why that ball's still with the Tide, but goes back. Logan Albertine now with the ball in his own end, trying to clear it. Gives it over to Roth, the goalie. Play was broken up there. Ball's trickling towards the out-of-bounds line. Kept in briefly by the Tide, but McCarley gets the loose ball. Works around a few defenders. Carries over.
It's a slash.
Ball comes free, picked up by the Tide. Flipped over. Loose ball still. Graham Lee was knocked down and it will stay with Corvallis. Good work there from Lee to get possession back. So now Pittman picks up on the far side wing. Corvallis gets their big line of Pittman, McQuillan, and Gibbons out there. As his middies. Pittman works in, fires off the iron. Rebound comes all the way out to the 40, picks up by McQuillan. He spins back, has some space to run. Given down to Dupree, can't handle the pass, and it goes out of play. Tide looking to clear once again. Up 5, 7 minutes to go. Noah Wilson carrying. No pressure on. Timeout called by Glencoe. Henninger now, covered by Wokel. Spins off, wants to fire a shot, doesn't quite get his hands free. Ball's knocked down by Wokel, free. And another thing, Corvallis is not getting enough ground balls in their own end. Reynolds now, he has 2 on the game. Knocked down, picked up by Wokel. Good ground ball there. Hot pass for Davis, but he's able to handle it. Gets into the box. Couple kayak checks thrown there. Glencoe's getting cocky. Corvallis needs to put one home. Down 5. If they're going to have any chance they need to score on this possession, maybe even this dodge. Gibbons now. Spins off a couple checks. Gives it over to McQuillan. McQuillan now gets his hands free. Shoots just wide. Griffin inbounds. Gives it to Pittman. Swings it up top to Gibbons. Fakes pass. Decides to take the space that's given to him. Shot off the crossbar, straight up in the air. Run out one by McCarley in his own end. One of the weirder runouts you'll see in a lacrosse game.
Good hustle by McCarley, though.
Good hit, yeah, great hustle there. Pittman sets up a dodge. Gives it over to back to Pittman. Shot off the iron again. That's 3 posts in a row for the Cavaliers. You do not like to see that. Loose ball still in the Cavaliers' end. Pittman looks for a check. Knocks the ball free. Loose ball still. Now McQuillan picks it up. Looked a little weird, but all's well that ends well. Gives over to Pittman. Pittman back to Gibbons, fresh off the bench. He has a headed seam. Winds and fires from a couple feet out. Whistles one high and wide. That was in triple digits for sure. Davis took a healthy check. Flag comes out, and it will be a power play to Corvallis with 4:46 to go in the game. Took a
27/1 minute.
Took a little hack to the head, and Corvallis will go up for a minute. Glencoe penalty to number 27, Turner Silvers. 1 minute for slashing.
That was clean.
In the face. What do you mean it's clean? Up to Dupree. Dupree thought about the shot. And McQuillan. McQuillan fires wide of the net. Corvallis is getting the shots now. They just need to hit the net. Davis to Gibbons. Back to Gibbons.
Check the time.
Check the time, I think.
They said you have to check time because the clock wasn't running.
Thank you. So, the ball is... Time, go time. Where are we going? Okay. And we are good to go now, okay. Up top to McQuillan. McQuillan feeds it to Davis. Davis fires. Save made, folks. Good save there. Off stick hit. Coming down short-handed. Nobody covering him. Shot comes in. Save. Didn't have to be made. Sailed over the cage. And Diego gets a good run out there.
If that was a shot.
It was a shot. It was checked out of his stick. I think that's what they called it at least.
Yeah.
Local now, in his own end. Feeds it to Shine. Shine looking to work the clear. Gives it to Davis. Davis to Gibbons. Gibbons gets a touch. Still man up. McQuillan now. Likes to fire. Shoots over the net. 3 seconds in the penalty, 3:49 in the game. Corvallis down big late. Over to Gibbons. Gibbons fires, was blocked, and will stay with Corvallis. Time expires on the penalty. Griffin now, behind the net to Davis. Davis works through a few checks, fires, scores! Get another one back. It's a 4-goal deficit now. 3.5 minutes to go. Corvallis goal scored by number 8, Keaton Davis. Four goals, 3.5 minutes. Sure would be nice. But Corvallis just needs to take him where they can get him right now. Pittman out for the draw. Wins it forward to himself. Well played there. Pittman gets it free, shoots, save, both. Good shot, better save. Ball comes over half. Still free. Checked out. Over and back. That's over and back. That's over and back. He stepped over the half line and the ref didn't call it. Corvallis down 4. 3 minutes to go in the game. Shot comes in, high and wide. I'm not sure how you don't call that. Somebody's got to be watching the ball carrier, right?
You'd think.
Jeez. Corvallis needs to pressure all the way out late in the game because Glencoe is going to look to kill time here. Head fake by Karen. Ball comes up. And a hit comes in. Good hit there. Forces a bad shot. Goes wide of the cage. Good slide to Clyde there. No flag, clean hit. Pops back up. No injury on the play. Like to see hits, don't like to see injured players. These are kids after all. Comes out in front. Save made Legareta. Picked up by Jackson Langwin briefly. He's double teamed. Stuffed there and it goes out of play. .2:10 to go in the game. Corvallis down 4. They need a miracle now. Moves behind the goal. Nobody covering him. Shot. Save. Legareta. Well done there on the close-in shot. Now Hansen. Pressured there behind the net. Given up straight in the middle. One-on-one shot. Reynolds gets his 3rd of the game off of a beauty feed from Gavin Hansen. Glencoe goal scored by number 6, his 3rd of the game, Zev Reynolds. Corvallis can't string any passes together right now.
We need to work on the clear practice.
Clear doesn't mean anything. They did work on the clear in practice. I was there. Gibbons wins a face-off, works through a few checks, spins off. Fed up to Peterson, he couldn't handle the pass. Popped up, Gibbons gets a good check there to keep the ball free. There's hit from behind, flag comes out. That's a dirty play, he should be out of the game. That should be 3 in the game right there. 7 shouldn't play. Cross check to the back of the head, get out of here. Up 5? Come on. Okay, buddy. That's a dirty hit to the back of the head. There's no way they don't toss him for that, right?
Oh, there's a way. They're not going to toss him.
It's cross check to the back of the head on a loose ball penalty. Refs will continue to talk it over. The way the game's gone, it should be actually a 2 minutes non-releasable, unnecessary roughness. Those plays do happen. We'll wait for the call. Corvallis will spend, looks like the rest of the game on the penalty kill, on the power play. Apologies. What's the call?
30-second contact. 2 minutes.
Corvallis penalties to number 7. 2 minutes for unsportsmanlike conduct, 30 seconds for conduct. Shot goes to Wolfing. He will get wide of the cage. So 2 minutes 30 in penalties that will last the rest of the game. Given up to Pittman. Pittman will fire wide of the cage.
It's too bad he won't come back in. Someone could take him.
So Gibbons will come back into the game. That's good to see. And up to Dupree. Back to Gibbons. McQuillan. Pittman dodges around, shoots, save, nope, score.
Corvallis goal, scorer number 28, Mark Pittman.
Late goal there, penalty will release.
But you have to serve a consecutive penalty. They both release on the score.
I'm not exactly sure.
But they have to. I think you can serve them simultaneously.
Seems to be a little bit of confusion about the penalty. Did they call a releasable penalty on that? A cross check to the back, okay. A cross check to the back of the head apparently is a releasable penalty. That's cool. That's really, really cool, officials. Save, Diego. In there.
Yes. Oh, no, he isn't.
What's flag?
Can we have a trainer down here, please?
Can we get a trainer down here?
He's over there. Isn't Davis over there?
That's the end of the game. Your final score, Corvallis 5, Glencoe 9.
I really hope so, because that would be the thing.
Can you send Kevin to the sideline, please?
Apparently he's all the way over there already. I'm not sure.